Hello, Thunderbirds. Welcome back to the Mawa High School Sports Talk podcast. Today you're joined by senior Nicholas Bostico,
freshman Zach Pearson,
sophomore Kieran Hetzel,
sophomore Devin Shea,
senior Chris Abate,
and Mr. J.
And we're also joined by special guest Mr. J's son, Stephen Jankowski, who will be here very shortly. And welcome back to the Mawa High School Sports Talk podcast, episode 10. And let's get right into this. So today we are going to be discussing the NHL Playoffs and the NBA Playoffs. And let's get right into this and let's talk about the NBA Playoffs. And first of all, let's start it off with the New York Knickerbockers, who are absolutely rolling right now.
Let's go.
So the Knicks, they're up 2-0 against the Philadelphia 76ers. For those who are unaware, the Knicks had probably one of their most historic playoff finishes in arguably franchise history.
In your lifetime, for sure.
Definitely. And let's just start this off. Talk about the Knicks for a second. And who here would like to start it off? Kieran, why don't you go ahead?
I think the atmosphere at the Garden those first two games was so awesome to see on TV, especially with Mike Breen calling the game on ESPN the first game and then calling the game on MSG the second game, and hearing him say bang when DiVincenzo hit that three. It was just so fun to watch. Really enjoyed it.
Look, and to be honest, to go off that, I think that's the only reason the Knicks won that last game is because that atmosphere. Without that atmosphere, it's a Sixers win without that atmosphere. And also, of course, a little bit of luck. The Knicks are up 2-0 right now against a really good team.
Yeah, I would say a lot of luck there. That Jalen Brunson bounce and his three-pointer goes in. That's when, again, you get that glimmer of hope. But look, I would say that last shot that that it was DiVincenzo that hit, right? Yeah. It was just because he missed the first one. And then you got Hartenstein getting the offensive rebound again, finding Anunoby in the side. Anunoby then finds DiVincenzo all within the span of about 2 seconds. It's team basketball. You know, they're playing for each other. They're not trying to just take it to the rack every time. Like, they're looking for the open guy. My just one concern is this, that I feel, and I don't want to jinx anything, I feel we're going to dispatch the Sixers. I think at some point we're going to beat them. However, we cannot win another round if Jalen Brunson does not start to be Jalen Brunson. He has not really impressed me that much, but if we're going to win anything, he's got to be dropping 40.
Yeah, going off of Jalen Brunson needing to step up, he only averaged 30% from the field, and that's not what we would usually see and expect from him to do. So I think if they want to go forward, especially going into Philly, Jalen Brunson has to step up.
I think the thing is that I think the Knicks are just overall much better defensively. Like, honestly, if we're in that last play of the game in Game 2, if you had the 2023 Knicks in that scenario, I think Philly makes that bucket and they and then they take the lead. So I think a lot of the moves that the Knicks made at the deadline is also very helpful for them, and I think it's just overall this Knicks team could. I don't think necessarily that they're going to go all the way, but I think they'll make at least a deep run.
Clearly, the Knicks are a way better team than last year. Clearly, they're a way better team than the Sixers so far. Clearly, they're a way better team than the Sixers from what we've seen. I think they're going to win this series. But next series, if the Bucks win, I think the Knicks are going to face a hard challenge against the Bucks with Giannis and Dame. Definitely. And I don't know if they have the bigs on defense to guard Giannis.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall order.
Chris, thoughts on the Heat?
The Heat, man.
I mean, it's a 1-1 series.
Yeah, okay, so
I think there's a possibility that the Heat will win that series. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, there's a chance for sure.
Like, if they're going to win, they won Game 2, right?
Don't let us get one.
So yeah, I'm a Heat fan. And I would love to say that the Heat are going to win the series, but I'm just being a little realistic. They're probably not. I also made a bet with one of my friends that I would go bald if the Heat beat the Celtics. So, you
heard it here, boys. Chris Abate is going bald if the Heat win it. This is recorded and clipped.
So yeah, it's not going to happen. It's just not. Celtics are just the Heat. They're just
the Celtics are way too good for them. I say they're going to go to the semis, and then they're going to lose.
The Celtics.
Thanks, Steven. Welcome to the podcast.
The Celtics?
I don't think they're gonna go to the finals. I think they're gonna get eliminated in the semifinals.
I like that take.
Yeah, I think that.
I think it's possible. I can honestly see them getting out like earlier than that. But
I'm a Suns fan. Not looking too hot right now, but I think KD's coming back this game coming up, and I think he's gonna drop at least 30.
Yeah,
and I think they're winning this one. I think they're gonna win the next one. They lost. They're down.
They're down 2. Yeah.
I think they're gonna win the next one though, and I think they could make this comeback.
yeah, definitely.
Because they go back to Phoenix.
Yeah.
They're gonna have some home. Okay.
Zach?
Yeah.
Okay, so me personally, I'm a Kings fan. My team is obviously not in the playoffs. But one thing
I love the
can say-
diversity that we have in
Yes.
Okay, so one thing I can say about my team is how did Malik Monk not win Sixth Man of the Year?
Because Nas Reed's better.
Nas Reed's not better.
Facts.
Nas Reed is 100% better.
Malik Monk had the most points off the bench, the most assists off the bench, the most threes off the bench, the most clutch points off the bench. Like, what more could he have
Are
done
you sure?
to win Sixth Man of the Year?
Where are you getting these stats from?
Side question.
He's just guessing. That's not true. None of
No,
that's
that is
true.
true. That is true. That is
All
true.
right, I have a side question regarding just the playoffs in general, and I feel like it's a solid question. Does the NBA, obviously, as we know, the NBA, they reverted to the play-in style of basketball. So does the NBA admit too many teams into the playoffs?
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
I'm going to
Way too
disagree.
many teams.
I'm going to agree.
I'm going to disagree. This is my problem with the NBA. The first round does not need to be 7 games.
No.
Yeah,
It's-
I
we make it
disagree.
3, like,
Best of
I
3.
disagree with
best
that.
of 5.
Best of
It's just
five.
here's the thing. It's not like baseball, where baseball you play a series. You play a 3-game series against a team all year. The NBA, you play one team and you take 2 days off and you play somebody else. It's not like you don't play series.
Here's my thing on the 7-game series, and I understand your point, and I like that with baseball. I think I'm not disagreeing with the best of 3 series, but if I don't know, I'm gonna kind of change it to hockey for a second. If you look at like if you look at the Panthers versus Bruins series last year, the Bruins were like
they're huge favorites.
yes, best team in hockey
And
of all time.
They were up 3-0.
And they were up 3. No, they weren't.
like
They were up
3-1.
like 3-1 or something.
Yeah.
And then they lost to the Florida Panthers. So that's my whole thing is like if you
And then they
like,
went to the Stanley Cup Finals.
yeah, exactly. So it's like if you're gonna, I think it's important for the 7-game series because like I think it really does take 7 games to show.
I'm
you
just
that team.
saying not the championship can be 7 games. I'm just saying these first rounds. It's just so drawn
Yeah,
out. Like you
that's
really
fine.
know who the better team is. Like if it was best of 3, like the Knicks would be moving on. I'm not even saying best of 3, like best of 5.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
best,
I can get around best of 5.
Just
but
for
I
the
think
first
best of
2,
three,
for the
no,
first
that's-
Best
2
of 3
rounds.
is definitely not.
Even
Yeah, best of three's
baseball,
too short.
even baseball doesn't have best of 7 in the first round.
Yeah, they have the.
Well, wild card is best of 3. The
Yeah.
NLDS
Point
or
made.
ALDS is 5.
Zach.
Yeah, I agree. Best of 5 is something that would work out because it still gives chance for like Cinderella teams to like bounce back and like take over. But like it's not like gonna take like 3 weeks just to finish a game.
Forever.
Yeah, I can get around.
Just takes forever.
Devin.
Going back to the first point, like there are way too many teams admitted into the playoffs. The play-in is probably making them more money, but I think it's one of the
It's money. It's
one
that's what it
of the
is.
dumber things they've done because teams that make the playoffs, they deserve to make the playoffs.
Yeah, for
Correct.
sure.
The higher seeds, the better
Yeah.
you do in the normal season, should lead to you making the playoffs, not having to play someone who did worse than you to make the playoffs. They should just get put into the playoffs right away if you're one of the better teams.
Yeah, but I think really the benefit of a play-in, I think the really only benefit is that if you have a team that is good but didn't do enough to be as good solely because maybe one of your players were injured. I mean, look at the Heat last year. Like Butler was injured for a little bit, right? So like
Yeah.
he's just out for a little bit, and it just shows once he's better, then they're actually still they're still a what's the word I'm trying to find? Competitive team.
Yeah, I also think that it also allows like some like really bad teams to even have a chance at the playoffs. Like like for basketball, I'm like sort of like both like a Nets and a Knicks fan. So like the fact that the Nets were like the 11th seed, they're like missing out on the playoffs by like maybe like
They're
a
so
couple-
bad.
Yeah, I know they're terrible, but the fact that they only miss out by maybe like 2 or 3 games is like just like insane to me.
Yeah, but back to like the Panthers and the Bruins, because if it was a best of 5 game series, the Bruins would move on since they won 3. right?
Yeah.
Right, it would have been over.
Okay, let's wrap up this segment with everybody's NBA championship. And, all right, quick, Devin,
Suns.
Mr. J.
I think it's going to end up being the Knicks and the Celtics in the semifinal. And
Who's going to win the championship?
Oh God, the Knicks.
Sure.
I have the Knicks and the Thunder going to the finals, so I have the Thunder winning.
All right, Steve.
I don't know. I was random guess the Knicks and the Timberwolves.
And who's going to win?
Well, those are my two. Knicks.
All right, Zach?
Clippers.
Nuggets.
The New York Knicks.
Alrighty.
One says Bucks.
Now let's go ahead. Let's move into the other league and the NHL playoffs. So the main team that we're all surrounding, the New York Rangers. The Rangers are up 2-0 against the Washington Capitals right now, and they are doing very good. They are looking to win the NHL playoffs and look like they will hoist their first cup in 30 years. So let's move on to like the only two Ranger fans here, and me and Kieran. Kieran, how are we feeling right now?
I'm feeling so ecstatic right now. I was watching both games, and I was like so happy. Like we took like breaks in between, especially like on Sunday, and like every time we turned on the TV, they would score. Like someone would score. It was like such a good game, and I was like, I don't know. I always love watching playoff hockey. It's so exciting.
Yeah. Mr. J, Steven, how we feeling?
I feel as if you're a little overconfident. I will say this though, because Steve and I were talking about this. The Rangers are good.
They're gonna win the first series.
Yeah.
And then, who are the other teams in the East?
It's the in the Ranger series.
The Bruins.
It's
Yeah,
the Hurricanes and the Islanders.
And then the Leafs and the Bruins.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
one
it's
team. I am a little bit nervous about the Hurricanes. Slightly nervous.
Who's winning that series right now?
Right now the Hurricanes are up 2-0, but
fact
they
the
have
Islanders gave up a
shown.
3-0
I don't know if
lead
it's just a matter of where it's that they're playing the Islanders, but they were down like 2-3, and then they scored like 5 goals in like a minute. So,
they are a good club. No, but the Rangers, man, they just all year they're annoying. They don't go away. They win the 1-goal games. They're tough. It's really hard to play in the Garden. It's kind of exciting to have the Rangers and the Knicks both having playoffs at the same time. But I would just love to see at some point if the Rangers could play the Islanders, because that would just get insane.
I don't know,
be
Kieran.
so-
I don't
that
know.
would be so fun.
I don't know what your views is, but like, I've been rooting for the Islanders right now because like I don't want the Rangers to play the Hurricanes. One, because they're a scary team, and two, Rangers versus Islanders would be pretty
cool.
Pretty cool.
It would be pretty cool, especially because I don't know, like half the city's like not Islander fans because like it's really
the Islanders are outcasts.
It's real, yeah, exactly, because they're really like just Long Island and like maybe I guess Queens or Brooklyn because they used to play Barclays Center. But I guess I think it'll be really fun to have New York battle especially because the Islanders are so inconsistent. It would be so it's
It'd be
rare.
funny.
It'd be so funny.
It would be a rival matchup. I think there would be more fights in it.
Definitely. Rempe versus Matt Martin. But I will tell you this. You know what's one series I have had a lot of fun watching as of lately? The Bruins versus Maple Leafs series. That series has been really fun. For those that don't know, the Bruins are up 2-1 in that series right now. But that has just been a back, and everybody knows the Maple Leafs and the Bruins history, and that is just a back. That's a back and forth.
Toronto Maple Leafs haven't won a series against the Bruins since 1959.
Yeah, something like that. Like whatever it was 85 years ago or something. But yeah, I agree with you, Steven. I think that's a really good series. But my thing with the Rangers is that they don't really have any problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no weaknesses.
There's little to any weaknesses, and if there is, it's minor. It's like their goaltending situation is amazing. It's not like they have Halak or Georgiev. They have Jonathan Quick behind Shesterkin, which is amazing. Alex Wennerberg has been great as our 3C, and then the defense has been really good. The only pair I don't really like is the third defensive pair in Rempe and it's either Rempe and Gustafsson or not Rempe, but it's like Gustafsson and like Zach Jones or something like that. It's just weird in my opinion. Coaching is amazing. Our forwards look good again. Mika Zibanejad looks good again. And I really like the Rangers right now. That's my only thing.
I don't know. One series I'm really excited to watch probably is the Jets and the Avalanche.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like like just like seeing like highlights of the first 2 games in Winnipeg, the wideout is just so cool. Like I don't know, like I know a lot of teams do wideouts. I know like the Thunder and the T-Wolves, they both did something like that, but like nothing can beat like the Winnipeg Jet wideout that they have.
Yeah, definitely. But like I was saying, I'm really confident in the Rangers this year. I don't want to get too confident because I don't know if anybody else. I'm a very superstitious person when it comes to sports. And
Yeah, me too.
like that. So like every year for the Rangers playoffs, I hang up. For those who know, I mean, Devin, you've been to my house during Rangers playoffs. I hang up a Panarin jersey, a Lafreniere jersey, and a Kakko jersey in my living room. And every single time the Rangers lose, I rearrange those jerseys in some particular order. Whether it'll usually be, sometimes it'll be number order, it'll be last name order, alphabetically. It'll be their country origin alphabetically. It'll be anything.
Country
Devin knows.
origin.
You ask Devin.
Oh, yeah.
He knows I'm very superstitious when it comes to that.
They're going to take care of the Capitals. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I like you said. I think we
Better
should be
knock on
fine.
wood.
I'm not going to knock out wood. He doesn't understand what I'm doing.
All right, Kieran. I don't know if anybody else wants to join, but Mr. J, Kieran, Steven, Zach, Devin, Chris. NHL predictions. Who's going to win it?
Rangers.
Rangers.
Bruins.
The Edmonton Oilers.
Whoa.
No.
I think the Capitals are
Oh,
gonna
come
come back.
All right. Well, anyways, that's going to do it for this podcast. For those that don't know, tonight is also the NFL draft. We're gonna talk about it really briefly here, but we're gonna have an entirely new podcast coming out next week, talking about all the picks and everything. Zach, do you want to say anything?
Brock Bowers to the Seahawks.
All right. Steven?
I didn't know Jonathan Quick got traded from the Kings to the Rangers.
He went from the Kings, and then he went to the Blue Jackets. He went from the Blue Jackets to the Golden Knights, won a cup with the Golden Knights, and then the Rangers signed him over the offseason.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember when Jonathan Quick went to. Remember when the Rangers played the Blue Jackets at Blue Jackets Stadium, and the Blue Jackets had like that had that welcome back ceremony for Jonathan Quick because he was on the team for 2 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was funny.
But yeah, I think the Giants should draft a quarterback.
I think the Giants are definitely going to draft a quarterback.
Michael Penix.
I think that Daniel Jones is going to be the guy because we're paying him $40 million that he's going to have to play at some point. But when he does not do well or whatever, I think they're going to. Yeah, I think they're getting a quarterback too. But we'll see.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. This has been Nicholas Bostigo.
Zach Pearson.
Kieran Hetzel.
Chris Abate.
Devin Shea.
Steven Jankowski.
Mr. J.
And we will see you guys next week.